Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Three quick stories. Story number one. A person goes to his friend goes to him and says, "How much do you earn?" And the friend responds very innocently and he says, "I earn X amount." So let's just say $2,000 a month. And the friend responds back and says, "What, $2,000? That's not even enough. You should earn more than that. You should be on the 4,000. You should be on the 3,000. You're very undervalued, very underpaid, and so you should demand something higher. People like you should be earning higher." And so this person goes back to his employer and he says to him, "Oh, manager, I deserve X amount. You're underpaying me. I want the difference." And the manager says, "No, this is the best I can do for you. This is the best I can give you. And so, whether you like it or not, this is how much you're going to get paid." And so, fired up by what his friend told him, he said, "Oh no, I will not accept anything less than that." And so he got a little bit of a heated debate, a heated argument rather, with the manager, and then the manager sacked him there and then. Now, our friend now is at home with no wages, no salary, not even the 2,000. Was it worth firing up somebody out of ill judgment? Story number two. A lady just gave birth to her child and is sat down and is visited by one of her friends. Her friend goes up to her and says to her, "So what did your husband get you?" He said, Look, what did your husband get you as a present for bearing his child?" I'll say his child, it's their child anyways. And she responds, "Nothing." "Oh, your husband is quite mean. He should have got you something at the very least. There's no point. I mean, he should have looked after you. He should have brought you something as a token of appreciation. Nothing more, nothing less, really. Just a small token. Nothing. Shouldn't matter. Just a small token. Nothing major, really." And so she goes back and shouts at her husband, and he goes, "What have you brought me? I just carried your child. I just went through labour. Have you got me anything?" And he will respond. And he responded, "No, I didn't." Not because he hates her, not because he's being mean or stingy, just because it may have not occurred to him. Or maybe. There's probably a million reasons why he didn't get her. But the question is, or the point is, he did not get her anything. But it wasn't really worth the argument. And so she turned it into a case. She's already tired, she's already frustrated, she's already going through the postnatal stages. And the last thing she needed was an argument with her husband. And it got a little bit heated. And then she ended up going back to her family's house just to stay a period until she cools down. Was it worth that question that fired this argument? That cost them a week of family time, cost them a week of the father bonding with his son or daughter, costing a week of the husband being there for his wife in this time. Story number three. A father sat down and he was very relaxed and very comfortable with meeting his friends and greeting them. And one of them says to him, "Did your son visit you?" He says, "No, my son's a bit busy." "Oh no, he can't be that busy. There's no way the sons can be busy. These days kids do not respect their parents, and so they are very bad and very mean. They shouldn't happen. You should actually be quite forceful on him. You should tell him who's boss. You should tell him that he's to visit you very regularly. He's to visit you, he's to call you," and all these instigative statements. And at that moment the father really felt saddened, and he went from being content and comfortable with the status quo, with the current relationship he had with his son, to a very bitter resentment. He turned that relationship from, "I am happy and I'm glad about my kids," but now he has nothing but resentment for his kids. Now, these three stories all hold the same one message. A person can come into your life and speak to you, and sometimes innocently, sometimes very devilish way, in the sense that they'll ask questions latent with a bit of hatred, latent with with that little explosion in there. It's like a little mind bomb where the message seems innocent, but then it goes in there and it just goes and lights something in your head. And so the idea is, always avoid talking to somebody or asking questions that could have negative consequences in the future, that could cause some dismay between people. So in the case of the mother giving child, why does anybody need to ask, what present did you get? What is it to you? The father, what is it to you that the son does not visit this guy? What is it to that person? You see, the idea is we should try to listen more and speak less. We should try to be very, very measured with what we say. We should really tailor what we say. We should look in the situation and be very mindful of the person in front of us. So you don't just ask questions or just throw things just for the sake of keeping our conversation going. But look at what you're saying, because one word could change the life of an entire family. One word or sentence that could change people's love for each other. You could destroy households by asking a question which you think it's latent or it might come out innocent, but could have very dire consequence. And so, as a call from me on this channel, I ask you all, I beg you all, just be mindful of what you ask people. Be careful. Think before you speak. Inshallah. Thank you very much for watching. Sorry about the length. And if you liked this, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share it, or just tell me in the comments below. Take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.